Cristina, do you want me to start? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We are here at Hosthub's webinar with Christos, head of product at Hosthub, and Cristina, director of partnerships at Turno. Do you want guys to introduce yourself? Cristina?
Yeah, I can let Christos go first.
Yes, hello all. I'm Christos. I'm head of product here in at Hosthub, and I will have a short, I hope, presentation of what Hosthub is and what we do and what we offer. And then along with Cristina, we will discuss also what the details and the presentation for Turno product. Cristina.
Yeah, awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Cristina Vascil. I manage partnerships for here at Turno. Super excited, just the opportunity to speak to everyone today. But I've been in the industry now for over 8 years, and I'll be the one chit-chatting with y'all about just kind of the power of turnover automation here in a bit.
Okay, perfect. Before we start, let me tell you that at the bottom of the screen, you will find the Q&A section where you can write down any questions you have, and they will be answered at the end of the presentations. Let me share my screen to see Christos' presentation. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Christos, light on you.
I can start. Before I start, let me tell you that if you have any questions, please use the Q&A instead of the chat, because it will be better managed there. Just a note. So we don't see full screen.
Sorry, yes, you're right. Now, better.
Okay.
Better. Go.
So again, I'm Christos from Hosthub. Today we have a webinar and a short demo and presentation of both Hosthub and Turno, and we can also discuss how these two products integrate and connect, and in order to share information between them. Let's go to the next. Okay, first of all, Hosthub. We are a company based mainly in Greece, Athens, Greece. Our core team is based here, but we have presence in many countries, and also we are headquartered in United States. Yep. What is Hosthub? Hosthub is, first of all, a channel manager and a PMS bundled in the same product. So we handle channels, distribution channels for short-term rentals and small hotels mainly, and also have a property management system in order to manage all the operational needs that a host or a property manager has. We also have some other side products like a website builder, where we can build your website in order to distribute your channels and your rentals through your own website. We also provide a booking engine and a revenue booster service in order to suggest some channels and how you can optimize your operations and your distribution. Our property management system, its main features, actually, maybe top of them, is the unified inbox with AI assistant. Unified inbox is that where we get all messages from all channels in a single place, and we also have actually a large number of AI functionality right now, either working right now or to be released very soon, that help managers handle their day-to-day operations using AI. Actually, it is the hype of the days. Hosthub also provides team management, very sophisticated team management with custom roles, etc. We provide also expense management for expenses and charge reports for all your needs. Automated, actually scheduled messaging, okay, in order to be able to communicate with your guests at the right time. And also we provide integrations with 40 plus external systems, direct integration, I mean changing data, in order to cover all the other needs that a host or a property manager can have. Yes, we also have our application for desktop, and we have it also for mobile, so you can use on all devices all the features that we provide. We do not miss anything. Next. Right now, we are a global company. Actually, we are present, I think, in more than 90, maybe 100 countries right now. And of course, for our Greek friends that are attending this webinar, we have many rentals. We can go to the next slide, Alistis. We have many rentals also here in Greece, where we also offer some special features that are more focused in the Greek market. We can discuss it if anyone is interested on them. Let's go the next. Now I will show you some screens, some real screens from the application that demonstrate all our features one by one. I will try to make it short. This is the dashboard. This is the first screen that you see when you log into the Hosthub platform. It is an overview of what is happening in your rentals. You can see all the bookings that are about to check in or to check out or are currently hosting, so you know what is coming in the next days and what you need to do for that. Also, you see some basic reports so that you can have a direct overview. Next. Here is how you configure the rentals. So your rentals can be configured one by one. You can set all their attributes, and you can add an image if you want. All the list of rentals is here so that we can start the property management system and know what you have and all the descriptions that you may need for them. Next, please. We have some reports, and we have many things that you can configure per rental, from taxation settings for log management and all these kind of things. Everything is happening in the rental management, rental management screens. Next. Here is the screen where you configure your channels, Airbnb, Booking, Expedia, TripAdvisor, and almost 200 channels. We have direct connection with the main OTAs like Airbnb, Booking, Expedia, VRBO. And also we have iCal connectivity with all the other channels. Here is how you configure them, how you connect with each of these channels so that we can get all the booking data, and also to synchronize rate and availability across all your channel. This is the main function of our channel management system, which synchronize your bookings and your availability across all channels. So if you have a booking in Airbnb, the calendar in your booking.com listing is also synchronized, and we block the day so that you don't have double bookings. But we can also have a common place to synchronize your rates and your pricing and all these kind of things. So when you set the price, the rate, the daily rate for one of your rentals, this is synchronized and sent to all your channels. And we can also have some smart features, like, for example, adding an offset for each channel. For example, for Booking.com to have a 15% channel fee on top of the rate that you are sending, or for Airbnb 3% or 15%, or all this kind of channel-specific configuration that need to be handled by a channel manager. Next, please. This is our inbox. As I said before, is a common place where we collect all the guest communications across Airbnb and Booking. So with Hosthub, you don't need to use your Airbnb application or Booking.com application and or the website in order to communicate with your guests. We all know how difficult this is. So we bring all communications for all bookings inside Hosthub, and from there you can respond having a common inbox for all your needs. Being able to do that, since we have all this communication in Hosthub, we can do all many smart things. Actually, the smartest of them is that we can use our what we call AI co-host, which is an AI assistant that works and helps you communicate with guests. We have right now the ability, for example, to have AI co-host to suggest some responses when your guests ask something. For example, if they ask check-in instructions or how to get the keys, or where is the nearest metro station, or all this kind of things, even for urgent or emergency situations. And now, instead of having to go and write again and again all your messages from scratch, you can have AI prepare a message based on all the information that we keep for your rental. Very soon, we will release the next version of this AI co-host, which will be able not just to suggest responses, but to respond directly and fully automatically. So you can just while you are sleeping during the night, AI co-host will be able to respond directly to your guests. And we can do that because we will give you the option to train this AI co-host as you would do if you had a human agent there, and provide instructions on how your AI co-host should respond in all cases, in all use cases. So you can give an instruction on how the AI co-host can respond when the guest asks for a discount, or when the guest asks for an early check-in or a late checkout, or when he asks where he can leave his luggage. Okay, if you give the right instructions there, then the AI co-host will give the correct response to your guests without the need for you to intervene or to do anything about it. Of course, you have full control of this feature. You can stop it, you can activate it again, you can take control of the conversation, or you can improve how you train the AI model. This is something that we are planning to release in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and this is something that we believe that will change dramatically the experience of your guests, and also the operating costs that you have, and the overall operating complexities that you may have. Let's go to the next one. We also provide calendars. This one and the next slide also, which is the multi-calendar, so that you have a calendar view of all your bookings day by day. We also depict the occupancy per day. We give you the channel, the name, so you can see what is happening, what is your overall occupancy, and where you need to focus on for the next days. The calendar is, you can have any period that you want, so you have all the periods in front of you. Let's go to the next one. We also have automated messaging. Actually, we used to call it automated messaging, but now we will rebrand it to scheduled messaging, because this is what it is. We have some rules where we say that you can send an automatic message to the guests 2 hours after the booking is created, in order to confirm your booking, or 1 day before check-in, in order to send check-in instructions, and all this kind of things. This is scheduled. I mean, you define the message and you define where, when it will be sent, and along with the AI co-host that we discussed earlier, we have an end-to-end automated solution, okay, where you can send messages automatically, but you can also respond to guest inquiries automatically. So we have a fully automated suite based on AI for all your guest messaging needs. Next. We have rate management, as we discussed earlier. You can define in a single point here all your rate configuration for your rentals, from the daily rate, okay, to fees, from cleaning fees, security fees, resort fees, minimum length of stay, extra fee per person, and all the parameters that are related with your pricing, okay. And then we synchronize everything to all the channels based on what is supported, of course. So you don't need to go on each channel and change the prices there. Okay, you do it in Hosthub, and Hosthub do all the rest, so that all your channels are in the same situation regarding the prices that you set. We also have reports. Here you see the current version of our reports, but very soon also we will have a new a much better revamped, redesigned version of our reports, which we hope that will be a lot more useful. But in any case, in both versions, we give you all the metrics and all the statistics that you need in order to have an overview of your financial performance, and also for your financial details, and also for your performance, from occupancy to average daily rate to RevPAR, minimum nights of stay, and all the financial details, revenue, taxes, fees, and everything that belongs to the structure that you use in order to, and all the structure that you have for revenue. We'll also provide profit and loss statements based on some configuration that you can do. You can define what is revenue, what is expense for you, and then we can have a profit and loss statement for you in the next version. This is also coming in the next 2 weeks. And of course, we have many integrations with third-party systems. One of them is Turno, which comes next, and Cristina will tell you more about it. But also, apart from Turno, we have around 40, 50, more than 40 integrations right now for all kind of, let's say, services and all kind of things that a host needs to have in his day-to-day operations. From Spark pricing, we have Price Labs integrations, and beyond pricing integration will come very, very soon. We have home automation, we have for financial and insurance, we have luggage storage, and for Greek users, we have also taxation and accounting, where we cover everything that needs to be done with my data and all these kind of things in a fully automatic way. We can also discuss it later if you have any questions. That's it. I hope I didn't spend a lot of time. We also have, can we see the next? Yes, we also have, we have a barcode here, an extra bonus for you. This is, if you scan this barcode, you will get immediate access to a white paper, which is very, very, very useful. Actually, it was a huge success, because what we did, we analyzed more than 1 million guest messages from the guest messages that we collect in our inbox, and we tried using AI and advanced analytics tools to extract all of the main issues, the main problems that guests have, okay, while they're staying in your rentals. So we have a very detailed white paper where you can see what are the main pain points that hosts right now face with their guests, so that you can focus your strategy and your operational investments maybe on those focus area. So you can scan your barcode now and you can have access to it, or we can share it with you later. That's it. Thank you.
All right. I think it's my turn.
Cristina, yes.
That was good. Thank you, Christos. All right. Hello, everyone. So our webinar today, we're going to be going over the power of turnover automation and just happier guests and smoother operations overall. And I'll be the one chatting about it today. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. So for those of you who do not know who Turno is, we are a cleaning automations platform. We are actually a fully remote company. I'm based in the United States here in Texas. A lot of my colleagues are spread out through the US as well as Latin America. But our CEO and COO are actually headquartered in Hawaii. So we like to say that our company is based in Hawaii, even though I haven't been yet. But we can go to the next slide. So what we do as a whole, just before we get into the meat of the webinar, just as a quick touch point, is we automate the turnover process from start to finish. So anything from scheduling your turnovers to automating the payments to your cleaners, to even helping you find new cleaners, we support with. We are actually help with both parts of the industry. We help both the host as well as the cleaner. So our platform actually comes in applications for both the host and separately for the cleaner that we'll touch over towards the end of the presentation today. So for today's agenda, we are going to be covering the following. I'm going to break down the importance of reviews, why cleanliness is going to matter so much, what operational excellence is, and then how do we go about implementing that? And then ultimately through our partnership with Hosthub, how can Turno solve for it? And then we'll wrap up with Q&A. Okay. So we all know that reviews are extremely important, but actually understanding the depth of the impact that they can have for your overall business should help us prioritize them a little bit more and notice them. So a really great stat that I love to share is when it comes to your travelers, 36% of them will actually book based on the reviews that are left about a property. So there are 5 main contributing factors to how a guest thinks about the value or the rating of the review and how they plan on leaving it. So that first one is cleanliness and maintenance, which we'll really touch heavy on today. The guest is going to expect a spotless, a well-maintained property that matches the original images they saw when they booked on your website or when they booked on an OTA like Airbnb. Communication and responsiveness, really the timeliness in your response should be the bare minimum, but also providing additional things like a clear check-in and check-out instruction can go very far. The accuracy of the listing, if something that was advertised about the property in the description or the pictures that you have displaying is not available or isn't true to what they saw when they booked, the guest is actually more likely to leave a negative review. A really good example of this is, think of like a cozy winter cabin. If the guest saw a fireplace on the listing, that can be a main reason why they were originally booking that winter cabin. If that is not working or it's not actually there at the property, you will receive a negative review. These last 2 points, amenities and comfort. Think of amenities and comfort as kind of a bonus to how reviews are left. If you have extra perks for your stay, like maybe you provide a wine bottle upon the arrival, or you have a coffee tea bar, personalized notes, even any sort of amenity that caters to the guest in a specific way, you're more likely to receive a higher rating based on that. And then this last one, it really is all about the experience a guest has with the stay. If you can support them with like recommendations on hole-in-the-wall restaurants, maybe some attractions or an event in your area, maybe a concert or something happening, especially with millennials and Gen Z who are really looking to book based off experience rather than location, this can contribute to how a review is left. And this is a really great example. What you're seeing on the screen, this image, this is a real listing on Airbnb. And that first example from Claudia, it touches on the 5 points that I just described. So if we read the review, it says, the home was great. Everything was clean and functional. That immediately ties to cleanliness and maintenance, which is that first point. Sarah was prompt and responsive. That touches on communication and responsiveness. The listing was accurate. The beds were very comfortable, which was very important to me. Accuracy of the listing. Right there, Claudia is touching on 3 points on how a review was left. All right, we can go to the next one. So we'll dive into the first component of a review, which we just learned, which was cleanliness and maintenance. Why does it matter so much? So cleanliness scores like really matter in terms of how it can contribute to how a review is left. If depending on how the review is left, it can affect your property in terms of fewer reservations. It can even damage your reputation. And we all know that once your reputation is damaged, it can be very difficult to rebuild from that. So we actually did a study to see what average cleanliness scores were with Airbnb users that were not using Turno. And that average score was 4.69%, which you'll see on the image at the top in orange. And then we then reviewed our user base, so Turno users, on the same channel and discovered that those users were actually receiving a higher cleanliness score with an average about 4.83%. And so we have a partner who had a really great blog article that talked about the impact these ratings have and how a rating over 4.8 could actually result in 22% more reservations. So aside from Airbnb, another channel to really consider when thinking about your cleanliness rating is actually VRBO. So they have a filter for when you're searching for a property that is solely for properties with exceptional cleanliness scores. So this is a really great way to stand out from the competition. And just to give you an example, the image at the very bottom was me looking for a rental for a girls' trip in Nashville, Tennessee. And if you're not familiar with Nashville, Tennessee, it's a really popular destination here in the States to go listen to country music. And there's just a lot of fun activities there. But it also has an incredible amount of vacation rentals. So when I did my initial search, over 300 properties populated, but when I selected this cleanliness filter, it dropped it down to 3 properties. So just another really great reason to really focus on your cleanliness overall. You can go to the next slide. All right. So we just reviewed why we need to focus on cleanliness score overall. So now we're actually going to kind of review like what the cost is tied to manual turnovers rather than automating that right now. So hosts on average, this is a really great stat, is we're seeing that they're spending anywhere from 4 to 5 hours a week on scheduling, coordinating, and even communicating with their housekeeping team. And this isn't guaranteeing that the host is providing a cleaner with all the information that they need. So on top of all the time spent with the possibility of human error, you're still very vulnerable to having to discount or even refund a stay if things are missed or you upset your guest. Additionally, just based off that same bullet point, when it comes to manual cleaner payouts, you are prone to bulk sum payments that can hurt your monthly budget if you didn't plan for a bulk sum payout. So something to consider there as well. This next point is just talking about what a realistic time it takes to do a turnover of your unit. So we know that every single vacation rental or holiday home is different in terms of the size of the property, the needs of the property, and the type of guests that stay in the unit. So it's really important that you know your unit better than anyone else. And a practice you can implement to understand that is to actually do a self-clean of the property before having your own cleaning team or even finding new cleaning team. And so what you want to look at is how long did it take you? You want to document the areas that were an absolute must to clean, the ones that were more challenging, or even what you missed after you walked the unit, like an inspection of the clean. So this is going to help you get a rough idea or estimate on turnover time. And then one thing I really like to point out is sometimes when you actually have a cleaner, they can be quicker in turning it over than you can. That is completely okay. That just means they're going to be experienced in their field and they understand the vacation rental needs. And then something else to consider with manual turnovers is just the lack of visibility in your turnover process. It really does mean you're losing out on the quality and the control of everything. So it's important to document, record turning over a unit before a guest arrives, just to ensure everything is taken care of. This can help with disputes from the guests that might say you didn't service the property when actuality you did. I really encourage time stamping your images. That can really be a life saver in these scenarios. Okay, so next slide. So we know cleaning, ratings, the reviews, all of it matters and it can contribute to the overall guest experience. So now we're going to discuss what is operational excellence and how can we implement that to contribute to this success. So Again, there are 5 parts to operational excellence to consider. You're going to see a trend with me. I'm doing 5 points here, 5 points on reviews. It's a thing, I know. So we'll start with enhanced efficiency. So we as a company, and as well as myself, have consulted with hosts and companies that are still manually creating schedules. They're texting their cleaners with units that need to be turned, and they're trying to remember to pay cleaners for each unit that has been turned. And even going back through those texts to see issues with a unit, and then they're reporting that to their owners to get items replaced. This is causing human error, it's causing miscleans, and it's causing poor time management that could actually be used in scaling the business in a more effective way. Increased profitability, lowering your cost and providing a higher quality is crucial, but it will actually result in better margins and profit for your business. And so when you think about how can I reduce steps internally and better streamline processes, I actually encourage you to speak with your team. Have your employees actually become involved in what's taking so much time, and how can you reduce the steps together? And by getting them involved, this is not only going to lead to operational improvements, but it's also going to lead to higher job satisfaction. Everyone wants to be a factor in coming up with a solution that's going to better a business. And so this will ultimately just help with lowering turnover rates internally as well. Improved quality. By implementing processes such as like checklists or inventory management for each of your homes, you're focusing on not only the quality of the stay, but consistency throughout your business. That will actually help reduce the workload for your team as well. A really great example of this is reducing the amount of cleaning inspections you have to do, or second cleans because something was missed in the first clean. If you do not have the luxury of someone checking a clean before a guest arrives, and you don't have those processes in place to ensure consistency each time, you do potentially risk a negative review or having to drop everything because a guest is upset or they want someone there ASAP, like the snap of their fingers, to resolve that issue. So ultimately, by improving this, it can lead to greater customer satisfaction and a stronger brand reputation, and word of mouth is the best form of marketing. Competitive advantage, this bottom point, I'll leave customer satisfaction for the last one, but this one's probably my favorite topic, because when we think about competitive advantage, we typically think, what can I do as a business to stand out from the competition and drive reservations my way? That is the correct mindset, and by implementing operational processes to your organization can help you stand out in your market and move the needle. There's actually a different perspective I want us to think about, and that is by having operational excellence in place, you are more equipped to say yes to more owners approaching you with management opportunities, even the acquisition of another VR business, or even selling your current one at a higher value. And I know this is more long-term strategy and planning, but I think this is always important to have in the back of our minds. And then customer satisfaction, I've been talking about that throughout the entire webinar. But reviews that are left about a property really do influence the buying decision of the next guest. I already mentioned the stat of how travelers book based on reviews. But another statistic that I like to share is 20% of travelers book vacation rentals over hotels because of the level of cleanliness that this industry provides. All right, we can go to the next one. And so here are some features that I consider an absolute must when it comes to implementing structure in your operations that can support what we just covered about operational excellence. So the first one is going to be your cleaning scheduling app. You need to automate as much as you can. We just talked about how we're seeing hosts are spending 4 to 5 hours a week on everything. Cleaning scheduling app can help streamline that process. And it doesn't mean that you're completely giving automation control of your business. It's just allowing it to do what you were doing, but then giving it a bird's eye view by managing it from afar. Payments automation. Every payment that is manually being processed through whatever tool you're using today. We see Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, different bank applications. That can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes per transaction. So automating this when a turnover is completed can just save you so much time. Photo checklist. This can really help your team make sure the property looks exactly the way your online listing appears. First impressions are truly the difference between a 5-star review or lower. Inventory management is very self-explanatory. And then this last one's probably my favorite, just because with in-app chat, having a central location for your team to communicate with you, for them to report problems, and even track inventory of your property can really help reduce the errors or wondering if something was resolved. Many times we'll see hosts using different platforms that cause chaos, like they're using email, they're using text or WhatsApp, phone calls, or other communication devices that lead to the question of, I thought this was taken care of. I thought we talked about this. Where was that conversation? So it's very chaotic, just leaving room for, again, human error, and centralizing all of this can really limit confusion. So all of these features can just really help with supporting accountability and making sure that things are accomplished. And this next slide. All right, so this is going to do a little bit of a sales pitch, but it's just really talking about kind of our integration with Hosthub that we're excited for, is how do we achieve operational excellence with Turno? We do have all the bells and whistles that you're going to need to implement the changes that we talked about today. On top of everything that we discussed, we also have a network of experienced cleaners around the world. So if you are looking for a new cleaner, just because your current, maybe you don't have enough team members, or the current ones you have are contributing to a lower cleanliness score, we can definitely help you find some new ones. We are constantly expanding and pushing into the European market, as well as the rest of the world. So we're happy to help you. And if not, we can also help find new cleaners in those different markets as you guys continue to do searches. And then we can go ahead and go to the final slide. All right, so just a quick wrap up. Hopefully I didn't take too much time. Cleaning protocols, again, these directly influence your reviews, the ratings of your properties, and the repeat business that you'll have. We mentioned the statistic of 36% of leisure travelers are going to be influenced by those reviews. 4.8 cleanliness scores can receive up to 20% more in reservations. If you want to get in touch with us directly or schedule a demo to further explore Turno, you can email our account executive, Emily Florence, at turno.com. Also, our recap email will have a booking link to speak with her. You can scan that QR code if you wanted to get started. And then anyone who is based in the US will actually receive a $50 credit towards their first clean, but anyone who is not in the US, you will receive a 2-week free trial if you were to sign up with us. But we're happy to help you with this, or you can actually do it through the QR code. And that is everything from me.
Okay, perfect. I see that we don't have any questions. Everything was clear. So unless Christos or Cristina want to add something, we can wrap up. I just want to mention that tomorrow we will send the presentations you saw to everyone's email, and the recorded webinar, so you can have it and take it if you want. Christo or Cristina, do you want to add something?
No, just to repeat that we have a tight integration between Hosthub and Turno. So all our booking information is shared with Turno. So you have all your booking details in Turno. So, and then you can apply all the other features, auto scheduling, communication, everything that Cristina described in Turno. And this is a real-time connectivity. So everything is synced in real time. So if you are both a Hosthub and Turno customers, then you need to contact our support teams and in order to go through the onboarding process and have the connectivity in place.
Yeah, that's perfect wrap up. We have a really great blog article that can assist with any integration needs. So we're happy to share that as well if it provides just an additional resource tool.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Cristina.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Christo. Thank you, everyone. You will receive tomorrow our email.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.